Welcome, brothers, to another Space Marine 2 video, and today I wanted to focus on the multiplayer, specifically PvP, or Eternal War, as they call it in this game, and I have to admit, I was actually impressed. Before the actual game came out, there were moments where YouTubers and people who had earlier access were able to play operations and even small snippets of the campaign and give feedback, which is a really good sign for those parts because they had glowing reviews. However, none of them ever had any access to Eternal War earlier, and to me, that was always a red flag. It was something like, okay, if you're not going to show this off, does that mean it's not really all that impressive? So I was pleasantly surprised when I started playing Eternal War, and I just kept going. And I just kept playing, and I had so much fun, and it was so addictive. I've put a lot more time into Eternal War than I ever expected I would, because it doesn't feel like it's there just for the sake of being there. It actually has layers to it, it has depth, and it's well thought out, but it is incomplete. I'm not gonna lie and pretend as if this is a complete experience. It is a fun experience, it's an addictive experience, but it's not everything that it should have been. You only get 3 maps, and they are good maps, but that's not a lot of variety, and you only have a limited amount of customization that's available to the Heretic Astartes, or the Chaos Space Marines. You are not able to actually change your armor configuration to any of those classes. All you can do is change the colors, which is nowhere near what you have for normal Space Marines. So that feels very lackluster. And to a certain extent, I can understand why they had certain aspects on the chopping block to make sure the game was able to be released on time for what they had planned. But it is unfortunate, and I do hope that we get to see this expanded on in the future to greater depth, with more maps, Heretic customization, and hopefully a better progression system for the PvP, because currently all of the weapons are locked and you start at level 1, and then as you play more games you'll unlock them as you progress, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, every other modern day shooter, and that's fine. However, you don't have any challenges, you don't have anything else to strive for, and that's going to be an issue with longevity. So hopefully we see things improve in the future. And honestly, I'm really excited to see where this could go in the future, because there's a hell of a lot of potential here, and I'd love to see that reach where it could. The developers were able to create this very simple but effective rock, paper, scissors version to the multiplayer, because you have 6 different classes, and you can only ever have 2 players on one team with the same class. It forces you to try out other classes, and it encourages you to do this because some classes are the natural counter to other classes. If you're getting gunned down by a heavy, then you swap over and you play as a bulwark who has a big ass shield, and he can negate all ranged damage as soon as he starts blocking with that thing. But that shield can then get countered by Assault Marines and the Vanguard. The Assault Marines can jump in with a jetpack and a big ass hammer that will just go straight through your shield regardless of what you're trying to do. Or the Vanguard, which can stun you and make you pull your shield down so that you then become exposed. It all eventually becomes a circle of everyone having a counterpoint to a different enemy class. So as you play the game, you'll then realize, oh, okay, I've come across a bulwark. I'm gonna be pretty useless against him, so let's just run around the corner and then shoot the enemy sniper, which I can use my tactical ability on to be able to see him even if he goes invisible. So there is amazing amounts of depth inside of such a simple concept, and I love that. It is incredibly addictive because once you start to learn and master some of the aspects of this game mode, then you really start to have a hell of a lot of fun, and you can have some amazing moments. It really does bring to life a mode that I think is something that the developers themselves may not have expected to have such a positive response from, because at the end of the day, Operations is entertaining and fun, but there's only 6 of them, and they have a lot of replayability, but you need something else in the meantime to be able to mix up the gameplay, to be able to still have fun, but not really just go through the motions of bashing in 5,000 Tyranid skulls every single day. It's a lot of fun, it's satisfying, but it can get old as time goes on. So that's why I think that the PvP is definitely the next big apple to sink your teeth into. But that's pretty much my thoughts on the initial experience with PvP. I'm hopefully going to be making a few more videos going through each of the classes and trying to sort of give everyone a little bit more to go off of for each of them and focus on how they can be powerful and fun in their own ways. So if you do want to see that kind of content and more Warhammer and more Space Marine 2 stuff, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. But that is just about it from me today. I will see you all on the next one. I've been Kiv, and I'm out.